Good evening and happy International Women in Engineering Day 2023. You know, when I began Form 3, many moons ago, like the rest of us, we were given a choice of which streams and electives we wanted to take for the next 2 years as we prepared for the Fiji Junior Certificate Examination, or FJC for those of you who remember. At Form 3, I had no idea what I wanted to be when I grew up, but I chose science, and as electives, I chose woodwork and tech drawing. And there were 3 of us girls from my Form 3 class, my form that did that. There was Lisa, Sambeta, and me. And our first project in woodwork was to make our own T-squares for our tech drawing classes. Now, decades later, I'm in politics, you're in engineering. Now, despite the very obvious differences in the work that we do, we have very striking similarities. Women in politics, like women in engineering, there are just not enough of us. And I wonder why. Like politics, engineering continues to be a male-dominated field, despite the many women who have gone before us. So perhaps the theme for International Women in Engineering Day 2023, Make Safety Seen, speaks to this. You know, for us, safety at school, safety at work, safety at home is something that most of us are very conscious about. At work, at your work, safety to most people may look like lots of warning signs, hazmat suits, hard hats, safety boots, high-vis clothing, protection for your eyes and ears, insulated ladders perhaps, and, earthing kits and whatnot. For us in politics, depending on your position, safety could mean bodyguards and a police escort. But this is my question. How about mental health? How about our psychological safety at school, at work? I think Make Safety Seen challenges us to apply the same kind of care and consistency that we give to our physical safety within engineering and in politics to ensure better psychological safety. What do you say to yourself when you get up in the morning, when you get up on a work day or a school day? Is it, thank you, Lord, for another great day ahead? Or is it, oh crap, I wish I didn't have to go in today? And why? Why? Now, I don't know if you ladies have ever heard of Abraham Maslow. If you have, I apologize in advance, but if you haven't, Maslow's hierarchy of needs is one of the best-known theories of motivation. Abraham Maslow first introduced this concept of hierarchy of needs in 1943 in a paper that he titled A Theory of Human Motivation, and in his book, that same year, I think, Motivation and Personality. Maslow was interested in learning about what makes us people happy and what we do to achieve that aim. And today's theme, Make Safety Seen, reminded me of Maslow. Maslow believed that all of us have an inborn desire to be self-actualized, or in layman's terms, to be all that we can be. And to achieve this ultimate goal, a number of more basic needs need to be met first, hence his hierarchy of needs. At the very bottom of this pyramid, it's a pyramid of 5 parts. At the very bottom are our physiological needs, your water, your food, nutrition, making sure you have a body that works properly. At the second level of Maslow's hierarchy is the need for security and safety. The social needs in Maslow's hierarchy of needs include love, acceptance, and belonging. And the pandemic lockdowns highlighted just how important this need is for us humans. At the 4th level, in Maslow's hierarchy is the need for appreciation and respect, your esteem needs. At this level, we humans, Maslow concluded, need to accomplish things and then have our efforts recognized. In addition, esteem needs include self-esteem and personal worth. And this is why recognition, for example, Employee of the Month, sports awards, prize giving, to name a few, are important for us in order to progress to the top of the pyramid. At the very peak of Maslow's hierarchy of self-actualization needs is self-actualization. And self-actualization, actualizing people are people who are self-aware, they're concerned with their personal growth, they're less concerned about the opinions of others, and they're interested in fulfilling their own potential. Now, you may be asking, okay, what has that got to do with you or me, Lenora? Well, actually, everything. Whatever your line of work, whatever your background, these needs need to be met in order to self-actualize or to be everything that you and I can be. But with misogyny and online abuse against women politicians reported as very high right around the world, I'm not surprised that many women hesitate at the idea of standing for public office. When it comes to work, establishing and maintaining a productive work environment while also promoting safety and solidarity is possibly the most challenging part of a leader's role. It doesn't help that none of us were ever taught how to make a place safe for people to be themselves. And I looked up the website of the Center for Creative Leadership, and it said, psychological safety is the belief that you won't be punished or humiliated for speaking up with ideas, your own questions, your concerns, or making mistakes. And organizations with psychologically safe environments where employees feel free to ask bold questions, share their concerns, ask for help, and take calculated risks are all the better for it. Teams are more productive, the organization does better, staff are less stressed, they are happier, and tend to stay in the organization for much longer. So I want to ask you all, how does your organization measure up? Is safety seen where you work? Now, before I take my seat, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to give a bit of a shout out to an organization I'm part of, the Graduate Women Fiji, a little bit of a plug. Graduate Women Fiji, formerly known as the Fiji Association of Women Graduates, is, as you know, a voluntary, not-for-profit organization of women graduates working to promote lifelong education, to improve the status of women and girls, and to enable women to effectively change the world to make it more peaceful. And since the Graduate Women Scholarship Fund was begun in 2004, the fund has successfully supported 13 young women who studied in the fields of automotive and electrical engineering, carpentry, plumbing, sheet metal, civil engineering, electronics engineering, aeronautics, and tertiary teaching in agricultural science. Now, some of you might be here tonight, and I salute you and I thank you in advance for making safety seen in your workplace. Thank you very much. Vinaka.
Thank you very much.